Hello everyone, it's Imaginary Doodles, and in today's video I'm going to be using a character prompt creator, and I'm going to be using that character that I create, and I'm going to try to fit that character within the Inktober prompts, I think days 11 and 12. And by the way, I'm following the official Inktober prompt list, which I think I'm showing on screen right now. You can just generate the character and move these supplies out the way. I really hope that we do get a character that fits within the prompt, because if it's a character that doesn't really fit within the prompt, I might regenerate. Who knows, maybe I should press it 3 times and I can choose which one I like out of the 3. Ooh, actually Viking. When I think of a Viking, I think of like snowy for some reason. It also says a pet, and that's great because I think the other prompt is dragon, and her pet can be a dragon. That's a great idea. You know what? This prompt works perfectly. I think I'm gonna use this one. So before I started doing any brainstorming, I decided to go on Pinterest and search up the word Viking, so that way I'll have a bunch of references to look from. And I also went on Google as well, so I can get some references off there too, because you know, you never can have too many references. So after I finished looking for all of my references, it was time to start doing the thumbnail sketches, or I guess the brainstorming ideas. So I don't know if this is going to hurt me in the long run, which it probably will, because, you know, I struggle with doing voiceovers. Today's video ended up being a lot longer than some of the other videos that I've been making recently, especially the most recent ones. They've been like around like 7 minutes each. This video is like at least 12 minutes long. I don't know, I'm just trying to change how I record my video, especially since I have plenty of time to make this video, because this time I actually decided not to procrastinate, and I actually started recording this video of the day of last week's video was uploaded. So pretty much I started recording this video last Friday. I don't know if this is going to, you know, work out for too long, but I'm going to try to record videos on weekends. That way I don't have to worry about recording them on weekdays, you know, make my life a little easier. Who knows how this is going to go, especially since I recently bought a new video game. We'll see. Hopefully I will be productive and actually, you know, record the video first. Okay, well, to start off with, before I even start talking about brainstorming, the top left corner, this was initially like my first little doodle to try to like see what their proportions were going to be. Their designs did change by the end, and I didn't record myself sketching this part because I thought I was recording, but I actually wasn't, and you know, I didn't check if I was recording until I drew the whole thing. Usually when I record videos, I don't really check to see if my phone is still recording unless I like get up and try to do something, and usually when I get up and try to do something, I'm either halfway done with the drawing or already finished with the drawing, so I mean, it's too late then. I don't really know what my thought process was, because I wasn't really thinking about, I don't know really know how to explain it. The dragon that I drew, which is the Viking girl's pet, I don't know, maybe I guess I wasn't really thinking about giving him wings. I know I didn't want to draw her dragon as the usual depiction of a dragon. I decided to, you know, make a cuter version of a dragon because it's easier, and it definitely was a lot easier than actually drawing a majestic dragon that, you know, has a lot of scales and is buff and tough, and ooh, it would not, if I tried to draw that, it would not look buff and tough. It would look wonky and ridiculous. I don't know, I don't really know my thought process for the Viking girl. I didn't really use as much references as I should have with the Viking girl. I probably should have used references for the dragon, but I just never thought of it. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Even though I did show myself at the beginning of this video search up all these different references for the Viking girl, I honestly only glanced at like 2 or 3 of the references on Google, and I didn't even like look at Pinterest. Making monochromatic drawings is definitely saving me a lot more time. It's saving me a lot more time than if I was using whatever color I wanted. I thought it would be harder for me to do this challenge because I thought doing it monochromatically, I thought it would look like a mess and I wouldn't do too well at it. And I feel like on the first day I did struggle a little, but as I went through Inktober, and it's not done yet, but as I went through Inktober so far, I just got better and better at doing it. And I'm definitely saving a lot more time than I would be if I was trying to, you know, pick out what color to use. I guess maybe I should talk about the process of the backgrounds or the 2 pictures that I made. I don't think I really have much to say about the 2 drawings that I drew because I don't know, I don't really have much of a thought process to talk about. I just thought of, I don't know, I just thought of for the first drawing, I should, you know, put them in a background because the world was snowy. And then I thought for the second drawing, since the second drawing is dragon, I decided that I wanted the girl to interact with the dragon. Even though I do want to make sure I'm making a lot of backgrounds, but at the same time, I do want to, you know, sometimes give myself a break, especially if I don't really want to make another background. I guess this is sort of like a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. When I was line arting the only mountain that I line arted in black, curves that I put in the snow little mountain thing ended up having a little bit of line weight. So once I realized that it had a little bit of line weight, I decided to continue throughout both of the pieces, just adding various areas with more line weight and stuff, which is kind of surprising because most of the time I don't really do line weight. Whenever I do line weight, it's usually just to, you know, outline the outside lines of the character so that way it can pop out a little more. But I usually don't do line weight throughout the whole drawing. And the reason why I usually don't do line weight that much is because most times I don't even know where to start, and then when I try to do line weight, it just looks like a mess. So I'm actually glad that this time it doesn't really look like a mess, at least to me. And I do like how it turned out. So, you know, that was a nice little happy accident, and maybe I might work on line weight in the future. And also another little thing that I want to say, if I had to pick which drawing would be my like favorite out of the two of these drawings, it would definitely have to be day 12, because I don't know, I feel like day 12 just has more detail and day 11 just looks more empty. And at first when I finished the drawing, I thought it was the other way around. Now that I'm looking at it like hours later, I definitely like day 12 a lot more than day 11. And hands down, I think day 12 just definitely beat days 11. I realized this when I started making videos on YouTube. I didn't realize how long it takes me to line art drawings and watercolor drawing. When I look back at my sketching process, it makes the amount of time it takes me makes about like the right amount of sense. And when it comes to line art, especially for this video and also watercoloring, it just does not feel like it takes that long. Whenever I see myself painting like in person, I feel like it doesn't really take that long. But whenever I look back at the footage, I'm just like, oh my goodness, it literally takes me like so long to paint something. Like, then also I've noticed that even though I do know I do this, but I didn't realize how much I do this, whenever I watercolor something, I always like go over that spot multiple times. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do that in order for your painting to not look patchy and have like, you know, weird spots where some parts are darker than other spots. And then sometimes like I go over the same spot multiple times when I don't even need to go over that spot. I don't know why I wanted to point that out, but I did. It's not working with me, and I had 2 good takes that got lost because my phone didn't want to work with me. But that's okay, that's fine, because this take is just going to be just as good as those other takes. Maybe even better. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that so I can actually continue recording. I'm looking at my bullet points right now, and I think I have like 4 more bullet points to go. I'm looking at 3 of them right now, and they do not look long enough. Those bullet points look like they're worth like 30 seconds each. So if you do the math, that's not enough time to fill up the rest of this video. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to think of something, because I don't really want to have to speed up my video just because I don't have anything to say, which leads my videos to be like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, and like 8 minutes long. I want my videos to be 10 minutes long, but you know, a lot of the times they don't end up being 10 minutes long because I don't have a good enough script. And also sometimes I do have a okay script, but I just make a lot of mistakes. And I realize a lot of the stuff that I talk about seems boring and repetitive. And I gotta cut that part out too. So, but you know what, don't worry, I will think of something to say. I always do. And if I don't, I will just make the video shorter, which hopefully that won't happen. I like it when it looks like it's kind of in real time, or I like it when it looks like it's been sped up just a little bit. So right now I'm going to look through the character prompt list so that way I can see which prompts that I actually did and which prompts that I skipped over and didn't do or forgot to do or didn't look at. Now, there's a few prompts that are on there that I know I didn't follow because I'm not going to do those. So pretty much the ones in yellows I won't really look at, and for the most part I'll look at all the blues to see if I got them in the drawing. So the first prompt was female, and of course I got female because, you know, I drew a female character, and I hope it is obvious I drew a female character. The second prompt is demigod, and I realized that I didn't really consider demigod too much into her design. Like, I knew from the beginning she was a demigod, but then I kind of forgot when I started to do the brainstorming process, so I don't think I really included it in. I guess you could say that I did include it, because, I mean, there's no, like, definitive way for a demigod to look, but then again, I feel like a demigod, I don't know, I feel like she doesn't really look like a demigod to me. The next prompt is Viking age, which now that I'm thinking about it, I think I probably should have drawn in a Viking ship, and she could be like landing on this snowy biome or this snowy-ish area, so it might have just snowed and she's landing there. Do the girl within the prompt. So the next prompt is child, and I think I sort of got this one right. I don't know. Yeah, I think I got a child. I think it looks like a child, so I think I'm gonna give myself that one. The next prompt is live in the mountains. And I'm going to give myself that one because I did draw mountains in the background. So maybe we can say she lives in the mountains, and maybe she's even walking on a mountain right now. So maybe she got lost on one of the mountains and she forgot where her house is. The next prompt is scruffy. And even though I didn't make my character look dirty, her hair is kind of all over the place. So I'll consider myself getting that prompt. The next prompt is wise. And I don't think I really followed that one. It just looks like a regular old kid. So, I guess I didn't really get that one. The next prompt is gaunt face, and, I didn't really get that one, because, I don't know, it was a little, I guess I should have put, like, more of, like, a bluish tint around her eyes. I don't know what I should have done, but, for gaunt face, I didn't really get that one, because I tried to make her face look kind of, like, divoted in, or kind of gaunt-ish looking, but it didn't end up looking right, and it didn't look well, so I made her a little bushy furry part that's on her shoulders. I made it bigger so that way you could cover that part of the face because it was just looking weird. Attack of? Okay, I think that's what that word says. I definitely did not get that prompt, so we're just gonna move on. The next prompt is a pet, which I did get that prompt right. She has a pet dragon, so I got that prompt right. And also the last prompt is trying to get back home, which I did get that prompt right. That's why she's walking in the mountains. So if you put this into ratio, I did 8 out of 11 prompts, which I think is pretty good. Like, for this character, I just didn't get weird prompts, so it was pretty easy to put all the prompts together, which I'm happy that this prompt did actually go together, because if it was some crazy prompt, then, ooh, that would just be so much harder to do.